And good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Colton Little alongside our very own Vince Bagby. Today, Grizz Nation was on the edge of their seats as the University of Montana hit the gridiron against South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits winning their second straight national title and continuing their winning streak, increasing it to 29 games, Vinny.
Yeah, they've been the team to beat since before the season started, the team to beat all season long, and they were the team to win it all. We've had our whole team here at NonStop Local working to bring you this coverage of the Grizz and the latest and greatest from the national championship scene. So let's head to Ben Weinman and Sean Rainey.
Well, fellas, good evening to you from Frisco, Texas. We are in a very, very quiet Toyota Stadium here as the Montana Grizzlies fall 23-3 in the national championship game to the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Congratulations to Brookings, South Dakota, and the South Dakota University for winning their second straight national title. Sean Rainey, our sports director here at NonStop Local, kind of your first thoughts on a magical season coming to end for the Montana Grizzlies.
Yeah, and you see the 23-3 score,
yeah.
But man, there were so many times where it was a much closer game than that, and if just a couple plays here or there go a different direction, this game goes a different direction, especially the way that Montana plays football. You punch that touchdown in to make it 7-7 or capitalize on either the interception or on the fumble that you get, and you're up 10-7 going into half, or you don't fumble on the first possession out of the break, and you go up, and then you could keep playing complementary football and run the ball, because we know that this team is not built to just drop back and throw it. There's just so many of those little plays that if they go a certain way, this result, and it certainly would have been a much more competitive game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just a really tough end to the season. The defense, I think we both would agree, played well enough to win the title today. It was the offensive side of the ball that just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah. I mean, 188 yards rushing for South Dakota State, but a lot of that came kind of later on in the game when they were really kind of, when Uncle Mo was on their side, and they started running the football as Montana was getting gas. It's just hard in a football game when you're not scoring touchdowns because one side of the stadium's not cheering. It's hard to have that energy when one side of the ball keeps falling short. But Grizz fans, the seniors on this team, that it's a bummer that, they have to, walk off the field kind of feeling dejected like this, because it's been an absolute magical year. They all should be, proud of how far they got this team, especially in a year where, let's face it, I don't think the Grizz fans did not expect to be down here in Frisco.
No.
Many people thought we'd be covering the other Montana team in Frisco this year. So they should be very appreciative of how this season went, and very, very prideful of the team and the way that these seniors performed.
Kind of your overall kind of final thoughts on this whole Frisco experience for not just you and I, because we've had a great time down here, our whole team has, but what does this mean kind of coming down to Frisco for not just the football players, but the university, the city of Missoula, the entire Treasure State, because it's been a fabulous week here in Texas.
Yeah, it's just been an awesome event. It's really cool that Grizz Nation got to experience it. But now after this break of experiencing it, it's like, okay, this needs to start becoming more of a norm.
Yes.
And so I think it will be a cool experience that Montana hasn't done in 14 years. And then, we need to shift things, and this is something that, they expect to do. So I think that's kind of going to be the mentality. I'm sure, the message that Coach Houck is going to have moving forward. It's like, okay, you guys experienced it. You know what it's like. We had a great time. We don't want to just go and have a great time anymore. We need to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, we have a lot more coverage coming up over the next couple days right here on NonStop Local with this Grizz football team. The team headed to the airport right now. They're going to be landing in Missoula hopefully sometime this evening. And then, unfortunately, because that's kind of the nature of college football right now, the transfer portal begins tomorrow. These kids have basically 5 days to decide if they want to continue to stay Montana Grizzlies.
Yeah, and then coming up later tonight as well, we're going to hear from some of the seniors, Braxton Hill, A.J. Forbes, on just how special this season was, what it meant to have a career as a Montana Grizzly, especially for like a walk-on player from Anaconda like Braxton Hill.
Yeah.
Very emotional answers. So we'll hear, from them and from Coach Houck later tonight about just those missed opportunities and how it might have been different had the ball bounced a little different way.
Yeah, we've had a great time here in Frisco, Texas. For Sean Rainey and our entire statewide team, I'm Ben Weinman. We'll send things back to you in the studio. We'll have more coverage coming up later right here on NonStop Local.